Hey, how's it going, guys? All right, so we have a formation that's slowly starting to coil up for Bitcoin. So another trade's coming up very soon. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Um, but yeah, before we get into that, of course, I'm gonna show you the profits. I'm gonna need to start getting like a foghorn or something, so it goes like beep 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 every time we start this session. Anyways, Rando 100% gain, and a 71% gain. Jeremy, 21% gain. Talon the Sculptor again, 46% gain. Shan, 10% gain. Talon the Sculptor again, 21%. Contour KDE on BitGet trading short. Ethereum, 28% gain, 28% gain again. Let's see, those multiple take profit. Nope, different entries, right on. Chris LC, 2.28% gain with and 2.4% gain, 2.1% gain, 2% gain, 2.6% gain. Like these are healthy 1x leverage trades. Good job, man. JP1, 4% gain, 8% gain. JP1 again with a short this time with a 7% gain. Yeah, poor Kyle to flex for YouTube. Yeah. Frost Mean, 66% gain. Talon the Sculptor, 59% gain. Frost Beam again for 102% gain. Vixer 6996 over 11% gain, 6% gain. Caban Z 17% gain. Jeremy 100% gain. Good job, man. Denost 3.7% gain, 2% gain, 6% gain, 2% gain. Talon the Sculptor again 17% gain, 33% gain. Frost Beam 30% gain. 95% gain, and Rando 33% gain. All right, I'm getting better at this. All right, you guys are like becoming savages. I'm like one of those traders that like you make 1% gain, like that's a good day. But these guys, they can't. It's not enough to make 1%. They've got to go crazy and make like 100% or more. Good job, guys. And let's dive into the charts, see where I can make some more gains for the community and for any of those who may be watching. Not financial advice, of course, but we'll dive into it. There's also a few other charts I want to show you guys as well that we should be paying attention to. But yeah, let's dive into it and show you what I see on the inside. All right, so the first thing we want to do is we want to go to the DXY, see what's going on with that. So we can see that we're starting to consolidate above this level, which not actually a good thing. It's starting to build support above this recent high. So we may see some bullish activity here, but it all depends on whether or not we could use this level right here, 109.09, as support before seeing any form of continuation to the upside, though. So I wouldn't worry just yet on how it'll influence the Bitcoin price action, but you first want to see this act as support before assuming that it will continue going to the upside. And we got this uptrending level of support here that we can track and see what kind of formation could occur from that. But in my opinion, I do believe it's getting exhausted, so it most likely will go to the downside. But that's opinion-based. I'm not an opinion-based trader. I trade off of the facts. Whenever I see support act as a resistance, then I'll know that we'll continue going to the downside. So first, I would want to see this being used as resistance before assuming that it'll go down to 107.59. However, the other scenario could occur where we start seeing this act as support instead of this acting as resistance. So you just got to prepare for both scenarios, and you watch the DXY and see how it can influence the structure of your trades. All right, so now we're done with the boring stuff. Let's go over to Bitcoin really quick. Actually, I'm going to look at Bitcoin on my primary chart really quick. Not this chart, but I do want to show you guys this. Anyways, we got this asymmetrical triangle forming. It is technically viable to assume that this could be a diamond formation as well. We got this uptrend level of resistance along the way up to this peak, and we kind of have kind of a support trend as well that you could look at this as a diamond formation. However, just because it's a maybe, I'm not going to look at it like that. The structure that we're looking for before entering a potential long position. I want to see Bitcoin come up here and use this as support. However, I did enter a long already today. It was a quick scalp off of this support bounce right here. So we had a support bounce here. It created a double bottom off of this uptrend level support. And in confluence with that, we broke this downtrend level of resistance. And after seeing this first full body candle close outside of this downtrend level of resistance, I decided to enter a long and had my stop loss below the most recent swing low. So my risk was to lose 0.3% for a potential 1% gain. And after fees, it was about 0.7% roughly. Yeah, and that was a copy trader trade. So anyone who's following me as a trader on BitGet, they have received profits from this. Anyways, yeah, we just respected this downtrend level of resistance again. We're on the 5-minute chart, so we may start seeing Bitcoin coil up within this formation. And when we do, we can prepare for a long or short, depending which direction it breaks out of. We are getting close to the point where we can expect a breakout, because typically with cryptocurrencies, they tend to break out sooner rather than later. Let's see how much time we have left here. So a maximum of 12 hours, but I see it breaking out within like 6 hours or less. So roughly around here. So keep your eye out on this. I'm going to be setting an alarm for this downtrend level of resistance. So I'll be notified when price action crosses. And the moment I enter, it will be based on not the cross, but when we start seeing support bouncing. And setting an alarm will basically give me the heads up that I should prepare for the long, not to actually enter the long. And then over here, I'm going to do the same thing for a potential short, set an alarm. So now I'm prepared for either scenario. All right, if we end up breaking to the downside, you can expect the bottom of the formation to act as support again, and as well as 19,800 potentially acting as support. So if I decide to enter a short position, I first want to, before closing the short, I would want to see a reversal pattern being formed here, and then I'll close it early. If we end up breaking below it, then I'll just ride it as much as I possibly can. As we break below support levels, I move my stop loss further and further into the profit zone. A break to the upside, we might actually have more momentum, but the first level of resistance that we want to look at is the top of the formation, as well as it being in confluence with this consolidation phase that could potentially act as resistance as well. And it's also a point of interest, so it makes sense for us to have resistance at these levels. So just keep your eye out on that. If this starts acting as support after the break to the upside, then you can move your stop loss right below that support level and just be consistently into the profit zone. Not financial advice. But if we break to the upside, I'm going to take the conservative target based on this W momentum. Put it right here. And the technical target for the conservative target is 20,980. So I'll be entering a long position for this one for sure. And depending on how the price structure is formed, that will help define where I put my stop loss. But based on the current price action, I would put my stop loss right about roughly around here, right below this area of interest. And for potential target around here, that's a 1-to-5 risk to reward ratio. And even if we got resistance here that we were talking about before, it's still a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio. So either way, this is going to be a great trade for me to. So yeah, so that's Bitcoin. There's another thing I really want to show you really quick. I have this chart that I built a little while ago. And typically, historically, when we have these red Gaussian channels flip to green right after Bitcoin retesting the 200 and the 500 EMA, weekly EMA, we typically have a relatively strong rally right after. And we just had the red Gaussian channel flip to green, but we do want to see price action first to get back above this moving average before assuming bullish activity. Because what could end up happening It's like, yes, this looks like a beautiful double bottom, and we could end up breaking it to the upside, and bring Bitcoin up to this strong level of resistance at 30,000 before getting rejected again. And this could be technically this would be a relief rally. But with the way the economy is, you got to be very careful, and you can't just assume that this will double bottom. So you don't enter just to enter. You first want to wait until we see 24,800 act as support before entering along for a long-term trade like this, because you never know if we end up going to the downside, building another bearish formation or something like that, and then if we end up using this line here as resistance, we could see Bitcoin go down to much, much lower levels. So just don't enter along, just enter along. But anyways, yeah, instead of this potentially turning into a W, we may start seeing like a descending triangle from this level of resistance here to this level of resistance. We have something like this form, and that's why you don't want to assume it just turning into a W or something like that. There's a lot of formations this could turn into realistically. But I just want to let you guys know that historically, we would have bullish price action come in after the red Gaussian flipping into green after these moving averages have been tested. If you're a part of the investor community, you actually have access to this chart, so you can look at it whenever you like. But this is the accumulation box, basically. This is the golden zone accumulation chart. So that whenever we're inside these black boxes, this is the best time historically to accumulate as much Bitcoin as we possibly can. Let's see. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I got for you guys. Let's jump over to this chart. Let's take a look at it. The S&P 500, because I haven't talked about it in a while, but I've been tracking bearish activity, obviously, because back in the about a week ago, we were talking about how this downtrend level of resistance will most likely act as resistance again, and we started forming a head and shoulders after we retest this resistance level, and we broke this uptrend level support. So after we lost that momentum, we started going to the downside with this head and shoulders formation. You could see it a lot better on lower time frames, but we're almost at its technical target around 3,930 is roughly the target here. And we recently had a support bounce around that area, so we may actually overshoot and go further down and then get the bounce. But yeah, that's what it's looking like right now. And because price action is relatively correlated with Bitcoin's price action, there's some influence of this causing bearish activity with Bitcoin. Let's go over to Ethereum. Let's see. It looks like we're starting to form a relatively similar formation that we're looking at for Bitcoin, but it's more uptrending. Yeah. So I'm just going to switch this one to here, leave that one dotted, and we got this downtrend level of resistance here that we could track. Yeah. So that's what's looking like for Ethereum. If we end up breaking this, we could do a short-term scalps until we get to this level of resistance for a potential about 2% gain. If we end up seeing support off of this level right here, then we can basically we can enter along off the support bounce, and we want to track what time frame we're on. We're on the hourly time frame. Sec here. There we go. So this is the technical target. 1690, which is in confluence with this level of resistance here. So we make sure for this kind of trade to check out the order books, because we got a lot of strong levels of interest along the way up. If it breaks past this and goes into the valley, then the price action would probably overshoot the target. However, yeah, keep an eye out on the order books for this one, just in case you see a limit sell order that could influence it to go down before hitting this technical target, and undercut that order by as much as you can, so you can guarantee your position out. But yeah, that's everything I got for you guys. If you have any questions about this, you can reach out to me in the Discord. I hope you have yourself an amazing day. And if you have any questions or you need help with anything, you can reach out to me in the Discord, and I'll do my best to help you out. Thanks, guys. Have an amazing day.